People were screaming on the roadside, but the moment everyone saw who jumped into the dirty gutter, those gathered there were shocked. A billionaire, yes, Kwaku Mensah. He was kneeling in mud and rainwater in that stinking gutter, lifting a girl everyone thought was dead. And he was too serious and quick to help this stranger. Nobody understood why he
Boredom
cared.
is relieved. Sit back and enjoy amazing folk tales to teach a lesson and also for entertainment. Please subscribe for more.
Kwaku Mensah never wanted to be famous. He just wanted to escape poverty. He was a result of broken home and eventually ended up on the streets after his mother passed away when he was still young. At his tender age, he was forced to do menial work since that was his only way of surviving. Nobody really cared about him. They were all just using him to work. He didn't even finish his secondary school. He didn't spend all the money he got from his labor, but he saved most of the money. After a few years of savings, he started a small but nice delivery company, which blew up on the social media. He got many sponsors and more money to expand his business even across the country in just about 5 years. He became the richest man in most cities and regions. To be honest, he barely remembered the sad and hungry nights he has been through. He wasn't into showing his wealth at all. He was always quiet and hardly smiled. He never spoke to any of his neighbors than to talk of helping them. You can say he was a billionaire who was never praised by anyone, not even the kids on the streets or beggars on the road. Well, that was not a problem for Kwaku because he just didn't care about anyone. He lived alone in his mansion and did everything by himself. He didn't have family or friends. He didn't have joy in his life. He lived behind bodyguards, cameras, and cold walls. Every day he drove through the same rough road, and every day he saw the same girl selling boiled eggs right before you enter the main market. Her name was Sefa. She didn't have much, and her sandals and clothes were even old. She was only selling the boiled eggs to take care of her sick mother. Yes, she was raised by only her poor mother. Her mother told her that her father passed away when she was born. She was the only daughter of her mother, and even her mother's family didn't really care about them. The mom was aging, and it was Sefa who had to work and feed her. Sefa was 20 years now, and she has been selling the eggs for about a year and a half. She was not a rich girl, but she had something Kwaku had lost long ago. A genuine smile. Even with the little money she had, she mostly bought food to hungry kids and beggars in the corners of the street. Kwaku didn't only see her sell the eggs, but sometimes he saw her helping others and giving food to the kids. It was almost as though he was stalking her. He didn't understand why she had that kind of heart, but again, he didn't really care. He just lived his business life and enjoyed his riches alone. He feels he suffered to get what he has, and that no one helped him when he was on the streets, so there is no need to help others in need. They can also figure out their way in life. He always thought to himself, Kwaku was not rude, but he just didn't know how to connect with anyone anymore. Money had built a wall around him. One evening, the rain came down hard with thunder and wind. Even the streets were all flooded. There was a lot of traffic that evening, and many people were rushing home. Everyone just wanted to get out of the storm, including Sefa, who was walking back home with her umbrella. Her house was not far from the market though. On her way home, she found a little boy who was crying at one corner, even in the rain. He was a street boy and wanted to cross to the other side to his family, under one of the bridges where they stayed. His slippers had washed away and he was scared to cross. Sefa ran to help him, but the ground was very slippery, and after a few steps before crossing the gutter, she slipped. She fell straight into the gutter. That stinking gutter with rainwater and mud, and she couldn't even shout for help as she was struggling in the water. The boy started screaming and people gathered. Sefa was unconscious now. No one wanted to jump in to help her. Some said she was already dead, and others complained that the water was too dirty. Some women even said, "Let the police come." Others were also there and watching all that was going on. And then, someone opened the back door of a black tinted car. It was Kwaku Mensah, the billionaire whose clothes were always clean, the billionaire who never touched anyone, the billionaire everyone believed he had no heart. He ran to the gutter and jumped straight into the height. He lifted Sefa out with his own hands. The rain was still pouring, and the people were still staring at them. He decided not to mind them. He took her to the nearest hospital and even stayed with her till she regained consciousness. For the first time ever, people saw fear in his eyes. Back in the clinic, he sat on one of the benches and even forgot his car was still parked where the incident happened. It was not far from the clinic, though his $1 million suit was ruined. He didn't care that people were recording. He didn't care about anything except the girl lying in the clinic. He didn't even know her name. He was worried about her, and he was mostly seen pacing up and down and shaking his hands. He was constantly checking the door to the room where she was, just to perhaps see the doctor come out to tell him she's fine. He waited for 2 long hours before finally the doctor got out. "She's alive, but she's very weak. Don't worry, she'll be fine." Kwaku gave a smile now, and the doctor walked away. For the first time in his life, he has genuinely cared for someone and smiled on top. He was given the opportunity to see her when she regained her consciousness. H stood beside her bed and watched her with a little smile on his face. She opened her eyes slowly. Then she saw the ceiling and heard the beeping of the machines. Again, to her left, she saw standing quietly beside her. Her voice was soft and she could barely talk louder.
You were the one who brought me here?
"But why would you do that?" she said. Kwaku looked down. His voice cracked. "Because when I saw you fall, something broke inside me. You reminded me of who I used to be." Sefa didn't understand fully, but she gave him a small smile anyway. "I used to hear the market people say you're rude and unkind, but I guess they were wrong about you."
Thank you so much, dear.
He didn't say anything but kept on smiling to her. H paid all the medical bills and drugs, and she was discharged the next day. That morning, Kwaku cancelled all his business meetings and followed Sefa to see her mom. He noticed they lived in a very bad and unconducive place, and so he decided to buy a new place for them. But first things first, he made sure Sefa's mom was being treated in the hospital. The billionaire who never smiled was now that kind to this stranger he didn't know from anywhere. He bought a nice apartment for them to stay in and even took Sefa to school so she could get a degree. She mostly wondered why he did all this. "Does he want something from us?" she mostly asked her mother. But no. Kwaku was just being kind because he saw her with a good heart, one he never had. Because of this, he has chose to be good to her and just feel how good helping someone is. Sefa has changed his heart completely, but he didn't even do these things to show off or to take fancy pictures and be in the news. Even though many people gossiped about them, he didn't care at all. You can tell life was good for Sefa now. The days she didn't go to school, she helped to keep Kwaku's house and also to run a few errands. His sense IU can clearly see that Sefa taught him things money couldn't teach. How to laugh again, how to talk to people, and how to enjoy simple life over time. They didn't look like billionaire and egg seller anymore. They looked more like best friends. Two people building each other back up.
This is so good, I admit.
With Kwaku's support, she owned a big supermarket even though she was still schooling. She had many workers and a good manager who took very good care of her business. People stopped calling her the poor girl. Now they called her the girl who changed the billionaire. And they were right. Kwaku started connecting to other people and helping them. He even founded a non-profit charity firm which helped street kids, beggars, and the poor. Soon his fame grew, and so were his businesses and money. He noticed that the more he gave to others, the more he received. And soon it became his joy to always dash to people and forget selfishness. This short story is to tell us that no matter the little you have, you can still make someone smile. We all want destiny helpers, but there are other people who need our little support so they can say we are their destiny helpers too. Let's learn to be kind and show love to ourselves. You can be very rich and not show compassion for others, and that is a very wrong path. Kwaku couldn't show love to. That's because he felt they didn't show love to him, but that is wrong. You do good to people not to expect any glory or for the good they have done to you, but because of your good and kind heart. I hope this story finds you well. Please subscribe for more exciting moral stories.